Yeah, so hi everyone. Good morning and good evening to wherever you are joining from the for this meeting in this evening. So today we usually have weekly calls and career clinic everything. So this time we are going to have something different and we are going to do it in English. So why English? First of all, I want to tell you why we are doing this in English. So it's always been we do things in Tamil and we talk all the technicals that's all in Tamil. We are going to keep continue to do that also. But this time we are going to, like work with Hari, who's also have an institute called High Tech, and he's doing most of the training in English. So we wanted to support each other and then do this in English so that it's okay for all the audience to understand. And at this age, everybody will like. I think we can understand simple English, so that's why we are going to do it in English. But if you want to ask something in Tamil, that also will encourage and we'll be able to do it. But yeah, that's setting the preset because everybody might be thinking, okay, we always do it in Tamil, so that might be the case. And today, what we are going to see is we are going to see Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps has been there and it's been gaining traction. Azure Cloud is gaining traction a lot in recent years, and right now also it is getting more traction as well. So we wanted to see and explore how that as a career. Let's say you may be, you're 2 years in career, you may be starting your career at 10 years or 15 years or whatever it is, wherever you are, and whatever the job you're doing already. You may be tester or developer or whatever it is. How learning DevOps and then Azure and moreover the overall cloud DevOps also we can take it because Hari has experience in both AWS as well as Azure. So overall DevOps and the cloud, how this can impact our career and what are the benefits and how what are the questions. One main question what I always get is, okay, I will learn Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps or whatever. Then, how can I switch? Will I be considered as a fresher? Will I get all real time experience and everything? We have a lot, so many questions we might be having. We asked like our community members to submit their questions, and we have lot of questions also lined up. So we wanted to discuss this and then get a clear understanding from the expert who's Hari. So that is all this call entire call is about, and you can feel free to ask your questions anytime in the chat, or you can unmute and speak at any time. So with this, I will give the floor to Hari. Hari, please give a small introduction about yourself as well, so that audience know your background as well. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Arumugamji. Thanks, Tamil Movie, for the opportunity. So, very, good evening for the people who have joined here. Good morning. So, wherever the time zone you are in. So, yeah, as he mentioned, right, myself, Hari, I'm closely having, 13 years of career experience in IT. Okay. So, almost all my career experience, right, I put across like the exposure, technical exposure, I have it in Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, okay, and DevOps. Almost I worked on all the open source DevOps, good in Python scripting, Kubernetes. So yeah, that is what my technical exposure. So basically, I'm from Chennai only. So don't think that we are conducting training. Trainer is speaking in English first time in Tamil. Nothing like that. I am also from Chennai. But the plan is we are planning to start some Azure DevOps batch. We are planning to also expand our scope to non-Tamil audience also. So wherever you need, right, I'm able to give explanation even in Tamil also. That's not an issue. Okay. So yes, with that note, right, we can probably get started. Yes, Arumugamji. So we got a set of questions, right? Can we go and address each question or how we can plan?
Yeah, that's a better way. So let me start with that one. See, most of the questions revolved around how can I start a like career as a novice and everything. So first question basically everybody has is, so okay, I learned Azure DevOps. Can I enter the market? Will I be considered as a fresher? So what is your answer to this? It's a popular
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. This set of questions, right? Like when even I interact with people,
Well,
many of them having that in mind. Let us clarify this first of all. So people, even in our batch, past experience, I'm telling you, even in our batch, people will be joining our batch who has 10 years experience, 8 years experience, 5 years experience, 10 plus years experience. People also who will be enrolling into our batch, irrespective of AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps, whatever. Their concern is I worked on this platform as a DB role. I worked on the platform of a Linux administrator or network engineer, testing background, whatever. If I come to Azure DevOps or whatever, will I be considered as a fresher? What will happen to my previous experience? This is a genuine concern from everyone. So yeah, to answer them, actually we have to agree. The Azure DevOps, right? You might hear this term. It's the last 3, 4, 5 years maximum. After the COVID only, the cloud became has very good boom in the market. Lots of growth we can see in last 3, 4, 5 years. That's the honest change. Every organization started adopting the on-prem. They decided to come out from the on-prem and decided to go inside of cloud world. So in that case, right, of course, the people whoever worked previously, okay, so whatever the career experiences they have, right, how I will, encourage them. Let's say, example, you have 8 years of experience in your career. Last 6 years, all 8 years you worked as a DBA engineer or system administrator or network engineer, whatever. So in that 8 years, right, you don't need to show all 8 years into cloud and DevOps, because the specific cloud got peak in last 3, 4, 5 years. Out of your 8 years of experience, make sure the 6 years, right, you can show your actual experience as you worked as a DBA engineer or network engineer. Out of your overall career, 8 years, 6 years try to show in your previous experience. Last 2 years, right, only you and me going to know that you have learned Azure DevOps. You are trying to change your career into Azure DevOps. But never mind, in your profile, we'll update in such a way. 6 years you worked in your actual field. 2 years, right, you are partially or worked on the shared project where you also involved in supporting Azure and DevOps. In that way, if you update your profile, if you present it during the interview, right, without even wasting your previous experience, even in the new company, right, they won't treat you as a fresher. Only you and me know that you have almost 2.5 months to 3 months of course you completed here. With that knowledge only you are attending the interview. But in the course, right, when you are going to mention 2 years experience along with your overall career experience, when you are going to divide 6 year into your actual field, 2 year you are going to mention it as Azure DevOps, we need to make sure to understand what are all the client requirement will be there for the Azure DevOps. What will be our day-to-day activity as Azure DevOps engineer? Okay, those kind of skills you need to improve. Some of the projects knowledge you need, and what are the POs you have done in the Azure DevOps, that knowledge you need to gain. So after upgrading, okay, these real-time project knowledge for 2 years, of course. So today everything is, if you are putting your effort, learning is not a big problem actually. Okay, put some effort, spend 2 to 3 months of time, understand all those, real project scenarios, how much capacity we need for 2 years experience Azure DevOps engineer. Like that, 6 years plus 2 years, like that you can mention in your profile. Attend interview, join into any of the project. So in that case, right, they will never treat you as a fresher. So along with your career experience, they will treat you are a Azure DevOps engineer. That way, right, we can enhance our profile. 8-year experience I've taken as an example only. Whatever the field you have, whatever the overall experience you have, right, make sure last 2 to 3 years of experience you can mention in such a way you are already working in Azure and DevOps, so that it will be easy for you to clear your interview. They won't treat you as a fresher. Only thing and commitment what we need from your side is, if you are going to tell 2 years experience you already own in Azure DevOps or 3 years experience already own in Azure DevOps, the necessary parameters you have to learn and get confident into the subject, then confidently you explain in the interview. This is the answer for them, Armugabji and team.
Totally fine. So yeah, one question, like from your experience, can you tell me one real time like people who transitioned in our course? This is how he joined, he learned, and then he switched. Can you tell me any one real example which you see?
Yes, this great thing to share the real time experience. Honestly speak, there is a 4 years experience candidate who has 4 years in IT. He worked in major companies like Accenture, okay, Cognizant, or 2 companies he worked 2 years, 2 years. He was working like a system administrator in the entry level initially. Later, right, he was working for the Windows administrator. Okay, he was supporting for the Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, Windows clustering, on-prem setup only. It was purely a Windows administrator. So what he did, right? Some few batches back, right? He was part of my batch, Azure Devops batch. He also had a similar question. I was working on. He felt like the Windows administrator job. It's not going to be the big future for him. He wanted to switch his career to Azure DevOps. So he approached me. What he did, right? He almost spent 2.5 months to 3 months of time in terms of learning what is Azure from the scratch, what all the important DevOps tools are there in the market, which all the open source tools really matter to work in any real project, and what is the client requirement, and what are the day-to-day activity of Azure DevOps engineer, what are the different tickets we will get if we are onboarding to any Azure DevOps project, what are the major interview questions, all required things, right? He took 3 months of time to masterize in that particular field. Then, right, he started giving interviews by updating LinkedIn and Naukri. So when he's initially, started giving LinkedIn, right? And of course, 4 years experience, he was having almost, 3.5, something like that only. Is that time it was his current package. So for Azure DevOps people, right, that package is very, very low. Okay. And he was like an immediate joiner at the time. So he initially failed in 3 to 4 interviews. He attended couple of mock interview with me. Once he attended couple of mock interview and he failed in actual interview 3 to 4 times. He understood like what are the expectation of every company during the interview. What are they are asking questions. Most of them are led from this background only. Like he realized he improved those areas also. Probably fourth or fifth interview he cleared it. He got the offer in HCL. Now he's totally changed his career to Azure DevOps. In that, right, out of 4 years experience, 2 years we mentioned as it is like he was a Windows administrator. 2 years, right, we have updated his profile in such a way he worked in the Azure DevOps field as a L2 guy. Now he got an offer, a very good offer, like almost 100% hike what he had in earlier, nearly 6.5 to 7. So he's 3 months old now. He started supporting in that project. So that is the one success story I would say. So we have helped him in career. He also put his equal effort. Yes, that is a reference.
It's really good story to hear, and then I can assure like the audience can relate, because these kind of things only make sure they can also switch, because all the questions in mind is all this, okay, will I be able to switch? And second question, main question is, okay, he joined it. After that, how the transition, he's able to manage the work in new technology, or is there any example in that area also, if you have can provide something?
Of course, yes. So the main thing, right, what I focus is, see, nowadays there are many people are providing trainings, not only Tamil Bhumi, not only, my side. Many people are providing training. Moreover, AI, we are living in the AI world. Some people, people, what they are doing, right? They are with the help of ChatGPT, Gemini. So they are also trying to learn by themselves. Moreover, we have lots of YouTube channels are there with their own mother language itself. They are providing the content. Udemy, their sometime free courses are offering 400, 500. They are getting the courses. So end of day, right? It doesn't mean that academic way of learning, right? It's always will not going to help you out. Even in our school days, college days, we have studied mathematics, sin theta, cos theta. Today, if we ask people why we learned all those things, no, we are not sure. But we've completed all those sin theta, cos theta to clear our examination at that day. Today, we don't know where we are using in our life, in our work environment. No, nowhere. So my way of teaching is like somehow we have to be different from other people. Actually, we are not supposed to be like a same as usual pattern. So what I will do, right, in our course itself, what I made it like each and every day I will approach student with the real time project scenarios as well. This is the client requirement. This is the client requirement. You'll get it when you are working in the live project. This is what the user requirement. You need to understand the user requirement. You need to provide a solution for that requirement. Like that, every day, right? We will be learning with a real-time project scenario. Minimum, if you are connecting for 50 sessions or 60 sessions, you will be familiarized with 50 to 60 different real project use cases actually, from DevOps tools, from Azure tools. So with that, right, by default, we will get the real-time project knowledge actually. Also, we need to do lots of POCs actually, proof of concepts. we'll take the complete infrastructure requirement. Okay, simply if you put it in ChatGPT, hey, can you give me one Azure real-time project scenario for me to do the POC? Yeah, he'll get a set of scenarios. Actually, that scenario only we will get it in a live project actually. So we need to do lots of POCs. We need to take the existing architecture diagram somehow, right? We need to arrange the existing architecture diagram from some of the projects. If you guys having any friends or any circle, if they are working in any of the project, of course, not all the people will share arc diagrams are confidential. But yeah, any possibility, right? If not, let me know. I'll also share something. So those kind of arc diagram, you need to implement it in your Azure account. You need to practice. Okay, in that way, right, you can gain a real-time project knowledge. Then if you straight away go and start work in any project, you used to familiarize with what are all the tickets you will get, a day-to-day activity, everything you already practiced, then it will be useful for you. But what the commitment I'll give it to the people, right? Even the candidate who joined it as a Windows administrator, Azure DevOps administrator, first 1 month or 1.5 month, right? If he facing anything, any difficulties in his project, of course, it's hard for him to understand the very first role in Azure DevOps engineer. For him, it will take a couple of months or 3. So initial period, right? I gave him a confident, like if you are facing any issue, feel free to reach out to me in the real project perspective, or if you are struggle to complete any work, I will try to guide you as much as possible. That confident I'll give it to the people. So with that, strong, support, their mindset itself, okay, if something comes, yeah, we have somebody is there to help. So that confident they are going. After 1 or 2 months, right, they'll use to familiarize with the environment. They'll find some better colleagues working along with them who long time in the project. They will start work. They'll start understand the environment. With all together, right, now he is capable of contributing in his project by his own. That's how, right, we will target for the people.
Yeah, it's really good to know. And also from our side, Tamil Bhumi or VTech, both we are doing a training for a long time. It's not like, okay, you complete the course, it's end. You can, always, you become a part of the community. Like there is a community separately, for the people who completed the training. So that the community will be part of that. And whenever you kept out, you will be able to reach out to the trainer or me or the team. So we are there to support in any ways you wish to, you are stuck, or because some people are just stuck in their mindset, like they're just afraid. That's why I just asked a question, because they're just afraid, they don't know what to do. Then we will tell them, say, this is what it's happened, this IT, whatever from our experience we can share, or if we can have the resource to direct them, okay, here's a manager, you can talk to them, and people are willing to mentor others also, right? So we'll be able to direct them, so that whatever the ways we can support, we'll be also able to support. Like from the last 10 years, people are still in contact with us, so that support also you'll be able to get. And with this you'll be able to join, you can able to work in the live environment. So the main thing is, whenever you are learning, it's not only about you are learning the course with us. No, wherever you are learning, you just take next step, because always next step help will always come. You just go on to the things. And I'll take one question from the audience right now. Hemant asked, how can fresher get into DevOps, bro? Please provide some insights.
Yeah. Freshers, it's not only in DevOps, freshers, right, nowadays challenging to, they are facing lots of challenges to get into any IT role, because most of top companies, right, picking candidates directly from the colleges. If any people, right, not getting into through campus or something, it'll be difficult for them to get it placed in the any company later of point of stages. So as a fresher, if you ask me whether it is not at all possible, means no, it's not like that. So if you are putting effort, right, definitely. What you need to do now? First thing, DevOps, if you are going to DevOps, right, always it's recommended to have one supporting cloud. Okay, either it should be Azure or AWS or GCP, whichever you feel like it's comfortable for you. Along with the DevOps, you add the supporting any one cloud provider. If you are going with a multi-cloud, it's more than happy, but yeah, at least one cloud. So then there are lots of DevOps tools are there. Okay, even if you take one pipeline, for achieving the pipeline, right, we can achieve it to Jenkins, we can achieve it to Azure DevOps, we can achieve it to Azure Code Pipeline, we can achieve it to Circle CI, Argo CD, Bamboo, TeamCity. There are many tools are there. You have to be clear with your goal. Okay, for pipeline, which tool I'm going to learn? For repository, source code management repo, what tool I'm going to learn? For infrastructure as a code, right, I'm going to learn Terraform or Azure RM or CloudFormation. So like that containerization, what I'm going to learn for container orchestration, yeah, Kubernetes I'm going to learn. So set your goal clearly. Try to get hands-on on that particular DevOps tools and the respective cloud. Later, right, what you need to do, personally, I'm not sure about Tamil Bhumi, so I don't want to give the fake commitment, but personally, right, as Armugamji said, we do have an organization. From there, right, from high-tech side, for a fresher, we are giving 6 months of internship certificate for them. Okay, it will be added benefit. We have a lot of people will go for the interview. If any candidate completed any course with us, right, especially for the freshers, I will open them a 6 month of internship certificate. I'll also give some real-time projects, whatever the project we are giving, right? I'll ask you to do, I'll ask you to complete, I'll ask you to execute all those things. I'll make sure you are getting 3 to 6 months of real project experience. I'll give you the not course completion certificate, internship certificate I'll give. Okay. With that, right, you're no longer a fresher. You can start approach for the companies. You can apply the interview. I'll tell you how to apply in the Nakuri, LinkedIn. Okay. So if you're going for interview, right, you can showcase this internship certificate. And the internship certificate will exclusively specify which client you worked, what is your role in that. I'll help you to specify. That way, right, it will give you the strong, profile for you to get into a DevOps Azure world.
This is a great news actually, like giving the internship to the freshers, and yeah, that's definitely something we can also look at it. But yeah, definitely this is applicable. Whatever we and Hari is, coordinating, that definitely that will be applicable right now. But other courses, yeah, we will see how feasible it is. But yeah, thanks a lot. It's really good thing for the students. So definitely we can also consider that. Super. Thank you.
Sure,
And
surely.
yeah, one more question is Sri Siva Ram Prasad asked, like, I have only 1.5 years of experience, IT on-site engineer in data center. Is it possible to get a job in DevOps role? Please guide for my career growth. So, what is a path he can take? You? What are the things he can learn as a sequence? If you can just tell me that, that will be helpful for Siva Ram
Yeah.
Prasad.
Yeah, Shivaram. So he has 1.5 years experience as a on-site data center engineer. What I recommend, right? He can, showcase all 1.5 years in Azure DevOps. When in the resume, right? As usual, let him go through the process, understand the tools, DevOps tools, cloud services, everything. Okay, let him fit into the process. By the way, he's completing the training, right? It will take 1.8 months. So he'll
Yeah.
become more experienced there. So from the day one in the profile, we can showcase in such a way is the cloud and DevOps engineer role. Along with that, right, in the day-to-day work responsibility, okay, we can put it, the client currently where he is supporting, that environment having Azure DevOps, plus they have some sensitive and confidential, resources. For those alone, they are having it in the physical data center. That way, right, we'll add it in your resume. Okay, majorly, you are trying to switch your career to Azure DevOps. You're no longer going to work in the on-prem environment as a data center engineer. So what we need to do in the profile, we need to mention in such a way in your roles and responsibility. Starting and all, I worked in Azure. These are the services day-to-day tasks. These are the POs we have done. These are the services I have a good exposure. Coming to DevOps, these many DevOps tools we are using in our project. We are deployed application in Kubernetes. We are using Terraform. We are using Jenkins, Azure DevOps pipeline for CI/CD, continuous integration, container. All those things we're gonna mention. Along with that, 4-5 points. What actually is working in the physical data? We do have some sensitive data and confidential data available in our organization. For those data alone, due to security reason, we are not provisioned in the Azure cloud as a public, since it's a public cloud environment. For those alone, we have a small, on-prem data center. We established the VPN connection from our on-prem data center to Azure cloud. That way, the communication between Azure and on-prem has been established. Like that, we can make your profile. I will ensure when you are going for interview, right, what you need to convey as your day-to-day work, what project, about your project, what you need to convey, all those things I'll support you to complete it. Now, if you go for any interview, right, actual 1.5 years of experience plus 3 months by the time you complete the course, 1.8 years. Exactly, once you reach 2 years, right, you will get a new offer. So that way, we can shine in the next, 3 to 4, 5 months. If you put our continuous effort, right, we can completely change your profile in your next jump. And one thing finally, I need to conclude here, for these kind of 1.5 years people experience who has, definitely the salary package will be very, less compared to Azure DevOps engineer standard. Since when he onboarded into a data center engineer in on-prem environment, they will give the salary according to their standard only. The HRs who looking for the DevOps, Azure DevOps engineer, right? Their standard and their current salary will be, very big, differentiation is there. So you will get lots of opportunity from different company. You can get 2-3 offers. Once you get first offer, with that you can get second offer. Like that, you can, minimum 100% hike you can expect. Switch your career to Azure DevOps. This is the solution for you.
Cool, Ji. That's really, good to hear. So that's a kind of a complete path, I would say. And yeah, let's just switch to career perspective. And then, like, okay, I learned Azure DevOps or AWS or whatever it is. What is the job role? What I will be doing in the real time, Ji?
Perfect. This is the futuristic question. Now itself people have started thinking like that's really good. So yes. So the job what you are doing, either respective of Azure or AWS or GCP or DevOps environment, what will be my scope of work? See, end of day, we are going to support one development team. So product-based company or service-based company. It depends on the which company you get a offer. Either if you are going for the product-based company, you will work for your own product. Okay. So if you are going for service-based company, right? TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, Accenture. In this area only, many people will get offer because getting product-based company offer is little difficult. You will have to go through many rounds of interview. If you are getting an offer in the service-based company, you will support for some organization. The organization might be pharma sector or automobile industry or financial sector, banking industry. So it could be something like that. So you'll be supporting their environment. If you take pharma client, okay, the pharma client will have many of their application. They have lots of data with them. They have many data engineers are available. We have application developers or the front-end development or custom application, or they have a network, whatever. So what you need to do as a cloud and DevOps engineer to ensure their infrastructure properly set up and present in the cloud. So if they have an application, right, obviously they need a server to provision. So as a DevOps engineer, what you will do, you will create one pipeline using Terraform or CloudFormation or Azure RM template. You will make sure the resource get provisioned with the proper security and standard. And you have to ensure the resource is always up and running. Okay. So in the futuristic purpose, right, whatever the resources and the application you deployed in the virtual server, later you need to plan for the migration for the Kubernetes. Why can't we go with the Kubernetes? We have a Kubernetes here. We'll deploy our application into Kubernetes. Okay, we'll use the Docker stick images. We'll deploy it over there. Your day-to-day task will be like ensure your environment, on-prem environment, whatever we are doing on-prem, everything deployed in the cloud, but in the automated way. Since you are also involving into DevOps, automated way, how we can seek the open source tool, how we can leverage the open source tool support instead of going with the paid tool. So that will be our scope. How can we cut down the cost? How can we reduce the cost in the AWS or Azure cloud, what we are spending in the monthly? Wherever we are doing manual activity, right? How can we automate our day-to-day work? So these all going to be our day-to-day task where you will more engage with.
And as a role, G, I have seen site reliability engineer who makes sure okay site is up and running and security everything. That's one thing. Other than the site reliability engineer, is there any roles you can tell we can approach as a DevOps engineer, cloud DevOps?
Yeah, we have many roles available like cloud infra engineer. So he'll be responsible of deploying the resources in cloud, creating virtual server, creating online storage. For there will be a data science engineers will be there. For them, we are creating AWS Glue clusters. The Snowflake DB we are provisioning. Azure DB, Cosmos DB provisioning. So those kind of resource we need to provision. For that, we need to write an infrastructure as a code template, either in Terraform. We have new to Plumni tools available, whatever according to their organization standard. We need to write a code We need to make sure the respective pipeline is deploying that resources. This role is going to be called as a cloud infrastructure engineer. Of course, DevOps engineers, where infra team will be separate. DevOps provisioning activity will be handled by this team. IAM team is there, identity and access management. So that team is responsible of providing the access for any team, developers, what level of access you have for pipeline. This is the role I'm going to use. For login, this is the role I'm going to use. So completely, they are completely into the authentication and authorization management. Centralized monitoring team will be there. Like we have a various roles are there. From startup, some small company, right? As an engineer, if you join, we have to support all these areas actually. So they'll get a more opportunity in terms of learning. Depends on the process what they follows. SRE role is there, cloud infrastructure role is there, IAM role is there, DevOps role is there, like various categories available.
Super, fantastic. And yeah, like we are not seriously too much going into technical. I just wanted to have some fun question. Also, people asked some fun kind of a question. So this question is a controversy question always. Last time when we and Hari had a like a kind of weekly meetup, that time also this question was been asked. Like Surya Prakash were asked this question. AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps, which has more job opportunities? Last time, if you remember, we had
Yeah, I remember.
conversation on this over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always controversial.
yeah, that's yeah. But
So,
also, just today I want to mention like Hari has come up with a AWS shirt itself, so he's looking for AWS also. I would say, but yeah, what do you think,
of
Ji?
course,
Like
yeah.
from my point of view, both as okay, but yeah, what do you think?
Yes, of course. I think I'm a right person to talk about the comparison part because I worked in AWS, Azure, GCP. So in that case, right, even you guys can notice in my t-shirt itself, I mentioned AWS logo. This is one of the community I got this t-shirt. So I'm not against AWS. Disclaimer I'm putting. So yes, according to my view, right, there are lots of AWS DevOps engineers are already in the platform, already in the system. I agree. AWS is the number one cloud in the world as of today. Okay. I also encourage people to learn Azure because Azure, right? They are building their ecosystem very strong. I mean, if you go any people see, like many people are attending right now. I could see, 10 members.
Yeah.
If I ask you what a mail you are using in your project, maximum of people will say, yeah, we are using Office 365. You use Teams in your office. You use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Microsoft made that MS Office as a 365. They clubbed everything together. They made it as a one complete ecosystem. So now they are in futuristic view, right? In Azure also they are coming into that ecosystem. If you use one login, right, you'll be able to log in across all the areas. And Azure is investing lots of amount in AI, OpenAI. Okay. Comparing other cloud providers, they are investing lots of money into OpenAI. So with that, futuristic perspective, already in our system, current system, there are lots of AWS DevOps engineers are there. Many skilled engineers are there. Okay. So future, I am expecting there will be lots of opportunity for Azure engineers as well. And another thing, Azure is giving as a capital wise, Azure is giving very good tough and fight to equal competitor fight to AWS in all ways. So honestly, I need to conclude with one thing. If you take LinkedIn or Naukri, if you go and check, right, there will be a 50 job opportunity available for AWS DevOps role. I agree. Where if you check for Azure, right, 25 roles only will be there as an opening. But when you go for applying job as a AWS DevOps engineer, for 50 job opening, 75 engineers are already there in the system. So there is a competition is high. Okay, I'm not telling no job. 50 job openings are there. In fact, more than Azure, we have openings are available. But 50 roles, right? 75 people is coming for and applying for the job. So in the right skilled people will be shortlisted during the interview. Where in terms of 25 Azure opening, I said, of course, I agree. It's half the load of AWS. For 25 opening, we have only 20 engineers are available as of now. So we are seeking. So in our personally in our project, right? We have a 2 role of Azure DevOps engineer. We are not able to find the right person who has proper knowledge. And no, we are last 2 months, we are searching only. We are taking multiple engineers as an interview. Nobody is satisfied. So job role is less. At the same time, Azure DevOps engineer itself very low only. If you upgrade your skill, this is the right time for you to easily get into without any competition into Azure DevOps. That is the only thing. But at the end of the day, it's totally up to your interest. Wherever you study, whatever you study, genuinely, if you study means we have a benefit for sure. Maybe we can consider this as shortcut. That's it.
Absolutely fantastic. So this is really clear answer, I would say. Like from the person who working on this as a real time. Let's say if somebody asked me as a data engineer what is happening and all, I can clearly tell, okay, this is what happening, this is what not happening. So exactly, you put a right answer to this question. Like thank you for that. It really, I also get the understanding from this one. So thank you, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And let me ask one more question from the audience. Like is joined, but yeah, Gayatri asked how it is useful for backend engineer. And I would just add one more point to this, not only backend, how it's for developer. So overall, how this can help me. I'm already working as a backend developer or, overall developer, or how it can help me, this
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. So basically, this course, right? I need to know exclusive for the people who wanted to change their career to Azure and DevOps world. So some people will feel like I'm working in this role, I'm working in that role. I'm very much, panic like AI will replace my work, or future there won't be many scope for my work. So if you feel like that, you are insecure about your current role and what you are doing, you feel like you are repeatedly doing the same job where you wanted to fit into, cloud and DevOps. The career changing, this is for your career changing perspective only. We are conducting the courses irrespective of backend engineer developer or front end developer or overall full stack developer or system administrator or DBA guy, network administrator, whoever it is. If you really wanted to change your career to Azure and DevOps field from your current field to new field, you are okay to jump, then this course is for you. So, as I mentioned already, Azure DevOps is peak right now, but a very new technology for the market, 3-4 years. But where if you take backend developers or DBA, this is there for last 10-15 years. More than that, we are hearing these terms. So, according to the even I heard Tamil Bhumi earlier, they are taking big data course. They are taking data scientist, data analytics. That kind of they are upgrading. So it's our responsibility to upgrade ourselves according to the trend and technology wherever things comes. So we can take an example of CSC. There is a training institutes earlier will be there for all the districts. So they'll take C, Python course. Now, right, the demand for that earlier the CSC was very much crazy between the students actually. Now it's been slightly reduced. Other institutes are started showing the market. That is because they are not updated. Still there is the Tally C++ with that circle only. So we have to upgrade ourselves. Nokia as an example, they are still with the number keypad phones. When Samsung iPhone comes with a touch phone, they have not upgraded themselves. So it's very much important as individuals. Okay, we are especially working in the technology oriented field, IT. So day-to-day technologies are evolving. So it's make sure if you feel like you're working as a backend engineer or a full stack developer, DBA, network guy, if you feel like your current field is not having much future, try to upgrade yourself. Okay, upgrading means two things you are securing. Your job also going to secure for next 10-15 years. If you are coming to cloud, any cloud DevOps, AWS, Azure, GCP, wherever, your job is next 10 to 15 years going to be secure. And another thing, whatever the salary we are getting in the role, right? Comparatively, DevOps folks are getting more salary in standard DevOps and data engineers and AI people, right? Nowadays, they are getting good salary as per the statistics. Job security and salary, of course, everyone will be needed, having a dream of getting a high paid job. So it will be get fulfilled. Okay. So once you jumped into Azure DevOps, your backend development work or full stack work, nowhere going to help here. We are only for our career security purpose, we are switching our career to Azure DevOps. And Azure or AWS or DevOps, one good thing, right? It's common for all people. Everyone will be right. Switch your career easily to cloud and DevOps. That one plan. Not every technology is like that. Not everybody cannot be a data engineer. Not everybody cannot be a network security guy. Not everybody cannot be a cyber security engineer. But AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps, right? It has the eligibility and easy comparing all these difficult platforms. It will be very much easy to switch our career to cloud and DevOps, wherever the field you are in. If you spend the 2 to 3 months of valid, genuine time. Yeah.
Super. So one thing I would agree as a data engineer, working as a data engineer, yes, I agree. Or like it's very easy to switch to there compared to data engineer. Data engineer also it's easy to switch. Like it's kind of, it needs bit more work to do that, and it's kind of differently interesting, and you solve all the problems and all. So yeah, I partially agree to that. So one more thing, Ji, like from my perspective on the same question, I have something to add, because you covered it well, how to switch a career. But one thing is, how do we switch a career? Like, let's say I'm also a back-end engineer, data engineer. I've seen people, who how people are switching overall with my training experience also. Like you learn this Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps, and then you immediately you get to apply it in your current role, because now it is everywhere. Like I am a backend engineer by myself. I have to implement CI/CD pipeline. There is no other way. I cannot say no, because so I need to learn those things. DevOps, I need to learn DevOps. Everybody needs to learn. So learning this actually helps me to do my job better, because I need to learn. There is no other way. I cannot say no at all, because all the DevOps things are coming to us. We have to do, not to the extent of the DevOps people who does it, but I need to know to the extent what I need. Like my code should be go to the production successfully, and it is to run, and immediately they'll say, okay, check it in a Docker or do whatever it is. Like a Kubernetes, check it and all. If I know these things better, I can I can do my job also better, and it increases what is it, visibility or whatever it is in my area. That gives me in a different level in my career in my company. So that is a very important, quite different place I saw, where also this course could help learning this helps you. So what's your inputs on this, Sariji? So this is my experience. So just want your inputs also. Have you seen such things?
Yeah, of course, I agree with your point, G. So basically, so people, many of them, right, internal switching. For internal switching also, we have in front of me, I'm working in this project. In front of me, there are people are tough to find a project candidate for Azure DevOps. Why can't I internally switch? It'll be more easy. There no background verification, no nothing. Simply, it'll be more easy. So it's internal one
Yeah.
round. They don't want again go through the from the beginning. So
Yes. Yes.
many people I observed for the internal while joining itself, they'll give the thing. Hey, 2 month hurry. If I'm clearing means I'll be having opportunity internally. I can switch it. So I'll have a better career there. So when you're upgrading our skills, right? Many companies are having internal switch, especially Deloitte. The person who attended, he switched actually after our course, after updating his knowledge. And another thing, right? When you study something, okay, the certification. Okay, certification also playing a crucial role nowadays. Some companies, right, expecting in your profile you have to be completed with the Azure DevOps certified, or if you are completing certification, it will be helpful for you to present in the appraisal. I know, like there are some companies, their goal itself in this year you need to complete any skill upgradation you need to do. With that, right, you can do some POCs and all. So they are enforcing indirectly to complete one certification. Even company is giving the redemption option. So if company is providing redemption option, right, why you are leaving it? So spend some time, learn the course. And another good thing, Tamil Bhumi and High Tech, right, officially partner with Microsoft, Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud, all global certification. If you complete the course, right, here itself you can certify. Okay, all the registration part, exam schedule, everything will take care. 100% we are giving, confident and confirmation also. Genuinely, you can learn and you can clear your certification. That and all, in your work environment itself will give you more confident along with your colleague and peers. You upgrade your skills. Internal movement opportunities are there. Future, if you are going for any companies also, this will be an added value in your profile. Like many, way it's gonna help upgrading skills.
That's definitely true. And one thing about certification from my perspective, I would like to add. So main thing is, okay, why do I need to do certification? Okay, I learned it. I can, with this learning itself, we can go and crack the interview and go into the job. That's one path. It's very, it's a general path people can take and all. But one thing is, why certification is it for two things. One is to validate yourself, because you learn it. Whatever you learn, if you don't feel confident, some people don't feel confident, they just need to feel confident. Okay, if you complete, okay, AWS itself said and certificate, you complete the exam, you feel, okay, I learned something. That's the feeling you need. It's a kind of confidence for yourself. That's the first thing. And you can show it, present into the, like interviewers also. See, I've dedicatedly learned, and then I have a dedication. You can just, it's kind of proof. See, I'm dedicated. I can do this certification. Certification requires dedication and learning and applying everything. So if I can do this, I can do the job whatever you are giving me. So it's a kind of internal thing for the let's say I have 10 resumes coming. If I see like this happened to me when I am taking an interview, I see somebody complete a certification, I will ask that guy only to schedule an interview because he's completed certification. Okay, something he must be doing it right. Then that's how I schedule an interview. From it's my personal experience. I do that. If I have 10 profiles, I'll pick the guy who has a certification. So and also it is there is a lot of chance, a lot of times I rejected the guy also because he didn't perform well. It's not going to guarantee, but it's just initial level. It's getting it. So that's what my experience. And yeah, with this, I would just pass sometime, and then if anybody in the audience would like to ask a question, you can unmute and ask. Like we are just going through all the pre-recorded questions. If anybody would like to ask a question or anything, whichever you feel like you can ask. And also, this is the first time I'm doing it in English, so it's kind of a bit different for me. Hope it's probably for you also. You can share your feedback also. We'll just have pause for 2 minutes and listen to you guys. You can ping in the chat as well. Yeah, guys. All awake, sleep, or it's always silence. Hari, you must have experienced all
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
fine. You
Some
guys
people
just
have
ask
shy
questions.
crowd.
Yeah, that's always. Even if I'm in the audience, usually that's what happens.
Of course. The
If you're
main problem from the side, okay, if I tell something, it might go wrong. What that
normally
thing?
do.
Yeah, yeah,
You can ping in the chat so that it's we just wanted to understand and then see. Probably people are
yeah, yeah.
they call and like in travel. Sometimes people attend the call in travel also. So anybody, Mukesh, MK, Mari, Hemant, Gayatri, or Amit, anything you
The
guys want to share?
weekend they are spending some time to
Hey, that's
these kind
definitely
of useful things. Yeah, that itself
yeah,
we
yeah.
need to appreciate people.
Hey, I definitely appreciate it because in the evening you guys are joining and then talking in the technical things that itself means okay, you guys are investing some time to understand the career and need to put some effort and all. So that itself a big thing. But yeah, in addition, we are asking you to do the next step also. Kindly, okay, Hemant asked, kindly provide some tips to apply for DevOps role in job sites as you said. Yes, that we will share. And also, Hariji, if you can share your LinkedIn profile, people would like to connect you over there also. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it
So
in the
let's
chat.
move the other questions. Yeah, people who ask the questions there in the call. So I will pick the next question. How like it's kind of you already answered. If you can just quickly answer the same question, it will be better. So Abhi asked, how and where to start? What the career perspective for 10 years experience?
Okay. Yeah, as you said, we have almost 8 years experience example we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
covered.
correct.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe 10 years experience mean if you can tell me your exact current field, it will be good for me to assist you right in way. Uh, if you don't mind.
Are you there?
10 years experience in which field? Developer or DB engineer or network engineer?
Abhi is there? Yeah, I think. Oh, yes, she's there. No, I think
Is
she.
available in live or he asked
I
in
think
the
she
phone?
dropped. I think she
Okay.
dropped. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Then we have to answer in generic way. So say
Yeah.
there are something, right? It will be like in the same line as data center engineer, same line like with people will be supporting cloud and on-prem. This is usual. If you are in the same line, it will be very easy to add your profile. Last 4 years and all, we can start put 6 years permanently worked in data center, 4 years supporting shared project. There is a concept available. Many companies are cost cutting. When you have a lack of resources, employees in the company, they'll give this opportunity. Shared resource. Same person is billable in both the projects actually. So in one aspect, you can tell your actual day-to-day routine work. Another project due to lack of and your personal interest, you voluntarily went and contributed for that role of Azure
Yes.
DevOps in such a way we can tell. Or Ulta. Your main
Yeah.
role is like Azure DevOps engineer. I personally, last 5-6 years, I have experience on DB or network engineering. So I don't want to leave that knowledge. So I voluntarily, propose my manager. He also, either that project comes under the same my manager only. So I'm supporting like that. You can utilize that shared project approach. I always encourage people to that's because this gives good impression when you are telling that to interviewer. Oh, he's very much volunteer, is ready for the opportunity. Even any such situation comes in my project, we have a person as a backup available. He's flexible to work in because I don't know how many of them are flexible to work in multiple projects same time. So I feel in the mindset of is flexible, like that way, right? You need to update your profile. Point number one, you need to prepare a script, proper script to convey during the interview without any interruption. So then you need to tell your roles and responsibilities also according to your script. If you pre-plan all these three area, right, it will be very much easy for you to go through. For 10 years experience, six plus 4 years cloud knowledge, or 7 plus 3 years cloud knowledge, we can go.
Super. Super. In this one, I will just tell one example. Last week, we had a speaker called Hari. He is a Azure data engineering guy. He does, like 3 to 4 projects. Like he works only 2 to 3 hours per project, and then he works on 4 different projects. I was also amused by his response, and he earns like quite good as per his experience. Whatever he's doing, it's good. So yeah, that's one example. So this is just a common thing. It's not related to Azure DevOps or AWS, but whatever you're learning, if you just have a mindset to grow, there is a lot of opportunities to there is there. And right now, earning is not a limit if you are willing to do, are willing to search and do all those things, right? It's I can see a lot of people right in this age, because like I'm kind of active in more like YouTube, and also training. People are approaching me and hearing the stories. It's really, our mindset is what sets a limit. People are earning much, and opportunities are there. If you're genuine, you're delivering properly, the opportunities are endless. So that's one thing. And yeah,
Perfect.
another question, Ji. Okay, Deepak asked, is one question is probably kind of advanced. Probably he learned something like that. So can you suggest some projects on DevOps for novice? Any sites or
Sorry,
something like
projects
that?
on DevOps on?
For novice, freshers. Like
Okay.
now, DevOps, like sorry, I'm just starting the DevOps. Can you suggest a
Uh,
project to try on? I'm a
okay.
fresher. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Fine, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. Understand. So probably, right, can I share my screen?
So of course, you can. Your co-host.
Thanks for that. So for a person who interested in doing POC and all, sorry, let me quickly things. I didn't expect that I'll be sharing screen. So
That's okay.
okay, so I'll open my browser alone. So, yeah, people ask profile, right? This is my
Yeah,
profile.
yeah. I think you shared it. Yeah.
And yes, I
YouTube.
can
I'll
probably
put
go
it
to
in the
my
chat.
Azure DevOps folder, my recent one. Yeah, here if we go task, yeah, I gave, usually I'll give this 3 POCs to all my students, and overall Azure task and all. Overall task will be, big, quite, big for him. So probably he can try these kind of, POCs as a
Oh,
task he can try by his own. So if you want, really, I'll share with Arumji this exact task. You can,
contact
forward
us.
to him, whoever requested. So this POC is about multi-region. Let me increase the font size. Yeah, this project is about in Azure DevOps multi-region web application deployment with a secure connectivity. Okay, the objective is to deploy a scalable multi-region web application infrastructure. You are going to use Azure services. So you are going to involve Azure network, subnet. Your application going to be in the virtual machine. So you are
Mm,
going to use the NAT gateway and the bash and host. This is for security purpose. To set up and ensure connectivity. Okay, this is the architecture overview. Probably I'll share this guide. You can
sure.
replicate the same thing as a fresher. This is the nice product and a nice POC for you. Even you
Super.
can convey the same thing. Expected outcome. I have mentioned the expectation from this POC is I want you to secure and scalable infrastructure deployment in 2 regions. Seamless connectivity between application using VNet peering. Internet
Oh,
access for private subnet through VM through NAT gateway. Secure management access via bash and host. This is the expected outcome from you. If you complete this project, you can mention same thing in your resume also. You can probably, try this as a POC, as a fresher.
fantastically. Super. And yeah, one more question Mukesh asked, in this course, are we covering CI/CD pipeline, or CI/CD pipeline is important for DevOps? Both way, this question we can convert.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, of course, CI/CD is the heart for DevOps, I would say, because that also pipeline. Heart's also having lots of thing to pump your blood, to circulate blood in your whole body, right? So I would say whatever the DevOps tools you are learning, starting from GitHub, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, the final connection point, right? The CI/CD pipeline, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Simple term, many people having a confusion. Oh, they'll feel like the CI/CD is a big process. I'll conclude them in very easy word. If you work in any project, developer is developing the application. They supposed to deploy that application into any VM or Kubernetes container pod to expose that to access in the internet. We are accessing money application, www.flipkart.com, www.amazon.com. End of day, on a web application only deployed in one place, we are accessing it through internet. The process when the developer commit the code in the GitHub, okay, when the web full stack developer commit the code in the GitHub, my pipeline will be auto triggered at the moment it's committed in the main branch of GitHub. Okay, it will take care of taking the latest code. It will check for the quality check and the security check. Then that process is completed. A unit test case it will do. That process is something called continuous integration. Then we are deploying into the production environment, the dev environment, the staging environment. It's putting the code into the right place, right? So that code only people are accessing. It could be, VM, or it could be Kubernetes pod, wherever. That process is continuous deployment. So one simple web application, how in automated way, updating. So updated source code is, we are sharing it in the servers or Kubernetes pod. That is what the CI/CD means. During that CI and CD process, right, we will touch all the tool. We are touching Terraform for creating resources. We are touching GitHub to check out the latest code. We are touching the VM or Kubernetes to put the code. So whatever you are learning in DevOps, right, in the pipeline you will touch everywhere. Right side, left side, you will touch it. So this is what CI/CD is. Whatever you are doing manually, we are going to automate it. The pipeline. Okay. So that is heart of your DevOps. Last topic of DevOps is CI/CD.
Super, fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for explaining. And yeah, well, one last question from the audience. Sai asked, "What's latest in the market to Azure?" And I will just add one more thing. What is the AI role? Also, what do we need to learn AI in the Azure?
Of course, yeah. So Microsoft has their own Copilot. So everywhere if you go, Copilot is doing things. GitHub also Microsoft product, right? So Azure. So Azure Console, they bought the Copilot thing exclusively for Azure. If you need any help related to Azure creating, setting up things, it's trained according to Azure's portal. Yeah, new thing means I would encourage them to go through the Azure DevOps, portal.
Okay.
Not other cloud has. One thing we would say, AWS or GCP, they have along with one of the service, they have a DevOps, but Azure only they have an exclusive login and portal for DevOps actually. Portal.azure.com is for Azure actual cloud console. When come to DevOps, right? Dev.azure.com, where you go pipeline setup, your Artifactory, your code maintenance repository, everything will be there in the DevOps portal actually. This feature is available only in the Azure DevOps. Another thing, if you go for any project, people will be having ticketing tool, Jira or ServiceNow, they'll be having, and they'll have a documentation, Confluence or GitHub docs. Any documentation system they'll follow to maintain arc diagram and documentation related to the project. Dashboards. If you go, some company will have a big LED screens, right? They'll monitor all the progress and stack, how much ticket we received, how much is critical, how much is overdue, all those things we are monitoring, right? So that entire thing, right, in the dev.azure portal, whatever the tool is needed. If you take any organization, ticketing tool is mandatory, documentation system is mandatory, pipeline tool is mandatory, keeping your code in the repository is mandatory, and Artifactory is mandatory, test cases mandatory. So for all those essential things, right, they provided one solution, one portal, you would able to manage everything. So that is beauty, I would say. When I worked across multiple cloud, right, I felt this is very beauty. People who ask that question, right, maybe you can focus on that area that is more widely used in every companies nowadays. And Copilot, in the AI perspective, Copilot, they have exclusively developed for Azure. So that one.
So yeah, I think with that we are coming to the end of this session and the Q&As. That's all the questions asked, and I hope the audience also understood what the entire thing is about. And yeah, especially thanks a lot for your time, Ji. And yeah, if you wish to join we are going to start a AWS Azure DevOps course in a week. So if you wish to join this session, and if you're seeing this video later in this video, we might have the courses line up from Hari. so that you can contact us through this number, so that we'll be able to give you the details. And then if you have any questions or any resources, any follow up on this session also, feel free to contact us. We'll be able to help you out on this journey. And if you already learned Azure DevOps somewhere and you need some questions on real time, something like that, also feel free to ask us. We just wanted to be open to the community so that the constant learning is happening. And yeah, with that, I would like to thank Hariji for your time, and then valuable time, and then your experience. Your like in the way you answer all the Q&A, your experience speaks, the training experience, and then your practical experience speaks, and everything is going with the task and practical. Everything is practical. So that's all great to know, and great kind of resources you shared. So thanks a lot. And I'd like to thank the audience also, who has asked the questions, and then with the technical topic on a Saturday evening. So I know how it is. So you guys stayed till the end, and then absorb the knowledge whatever we shared. Hope it is useful. And one thing, yeah, like after this session, I would like to we would like to share, and then get you some feedback, so that we will be able to get the details. I'll just stop the recording.